Good morning. Alright, so I recently received a couple of questions from a subscriber, and I am here to answer those questions. I did ask her if she preferred a comment, or would she prefer that I answer the questions in a video response. And she said a video response, as others may be able to relate. So I had planned to get the video out this weekend, and it just didn't happen. That's what happens when you make plans. But nonetheless, I recently spoke on my motivation for homeschooling and just all around life in general. And basically what it boils down to is I am grateful for the success that I see, the progress in the children, and I count that before I look at any negatives or any downs. I know everybody has bad days, but when you think about it, really the good outweighs the bad. So once you see the fruits of your labor, you should have a completely different outlook on things. You live and learn. If not, you just revise your plan. Apply, pay attention to what's going on, take some notes, set some goals, and revise your plan. It's just that simple. So the first question was, how do I find the courage and strength to teach when the child does not seem interested? Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, that does happen. I know it may appear that days are smooth and flawless, but I have shown you guys, I don't turn the camera off. I've shown you whatever comes out of the kids' mouth, that's what's coming out of their mouth. So I never know. A lot of the times they do ask me to turn on the camera when I had not planned on doing any vlogging. And it's because they are relating to other children. They watch other children, and I know other children watch us. And so they would like to share with other children. And, they see other children, doing things and saying things. And they may question, but they're kids. They understand. They completely understand. We don't fault anybody. We don't judge anybody. So I have one child in particular that every day is a struggle. But again, I have to pull out the good, okay? Because there are some children, and I know you all can relate to this as well. Everybody has one in their bunch that you think that child is not listening, not paying attention, not taking in anything. And later on, or next week, or next month, that child can pretty much repeat verbatim what you were trying to get across to them, or they can show you in their lesson. Or it may be that child that's quiet, and you just are constantly, did you hear what I said? Do you understand what I said? And you just don't know. You kind of feel like you're hitting a brick wall, and you feel a little defeated sometimes. But you move on. You move on, and you persevere. That was uh, big. That's one of our character builders on the on our character wall, and we were discussing that just recently. So when that happens, I don't make a big deal out of it. I try not to bring attention. The kids will maybe point it out, so and so is not doing, or they don't want to. And I said, you know what, maybe they just don't feel well today. Maybe they just are not having a good day. Let's just not bother them. We will go ahead and do what we need to do, and hopefully they will come and join us. Okay? I just don't believe in pressuring a child, overwhelming a child at all in any situation. Being an adult, things are hard enough as it is, and I can imagine a child being presented with something, even if they have seen this, if they've been doing something over and over and over and over again, and they understand it. And I'm taking this, from my experience, this child I have, she is one that, very bright child. She reads very well. She's, performing the same as brother. Okay. And you don't see her as often, in the reading progression, or, what am I trying to say? I guess as in the leader type, role of the vlogs, because she is a very reserved child. And I just have to catch those moments that she feels comfortable. I don't want to make her uncomfortable, but I know that she's capable. But, again, when I sit down with her and say, okay, it's time to read the story. Oh, Mom, I can't. Why do I have to do this? I don't want to do this. And it's an everyday thing. And so I said, well, hey, your brother already read it. The choice is yours. Either you can not do it, or you can decide that you want to, work along with him. The two of us, her brother and I, will sit and read with her. So I'll have them share the story, and we get it done that way. And I find it's not that she cannot read. She wants me to read with her, and I'm trying to break her, so to speak, from that, because I don't want her to be dependent on me. But there are times when I just buckle down and say, okay, you have to do this. There's no other way around it. I don't want to write spelling words. Okay. I'll leave it alone for, a little while, and eventually she will come in and want to work herself. But there are times when, there's no way around it. If I'm just giving, spelling words and saying, write your spelling words and read your spelling words to me, there's no, I can't. I've noticed her fine motor is, I wouldn't say non-existent, but she has a very firm grip. I've watched her write, I've watched her color, and so what I've done is adapted, again, the writing, and I've also given her something to hold in her hand. If you don't know that trick, give them something. I'll take like a little, ping pong ball, or some Play-Doh or something, just something that they can grasp in their hand and then hold the pencil, because she was telling me her hand was hurting. And so I said, okay, that may be true, because just seeing how she colors with crayons, she's one that presses down very hard. And I know, having carpal tunnel myself, I don't like to write. So that's pretty much how I deal with that. We don't really make a big deal about it, but I let her know that some things, we do have to have on paper, some things there's no way around. A lot of things I will give her orally. She's very auditory. So as long as I know she's listening and she can answer the questions, I don't worry about her working through the workbook or, the worksheet. That's not a big deal. As long as she can give me the answers, I'm fine with that. But again, there are times that I need, just for handwriting purposes, I need her to write. So, and that pretty much happens with all the kids. I have days, I may have an hour and they're just not, they're not ready. And I always approach them with a sense of, I make sure everybody's comfortable and ready to work. They will, if they're just waking up and they need some time to get themselves together, I don't overwhelm them at all. I let them get their, last little free moments out. It's not a big deal. I will pull them aside one at a time and say, okay, let's, get started with this. If I take too long, and sometimes I'm doing something myself, they're just, Mom, can we do our schoolwork? So it's very rarely that I don't have that motivation from them. You saw recently they were outside and chasing butterflies and lizards, and I just let them go with that. That's fine with me. We did discuss the food chain before they went out, and they watched a little video, and they wanted to go explore. Sure, I could have had them draw it or color it or, whatever, but I said, let's just show me a model. That way I know that you have it. And they made model after model, and I said, all right, lesson complete. So, flexibility, just, I think you need to have flexibility. I know that myself teaching the children, I really believe that, scripture says teach them diligently. That's really my motive for teaching the children. The children they are truly an inheritance. They are a gift. Covenant was passed, and you have to have faith. Faith is really something that is key. I really take that seriously. In just everyday life. What's the matter? My faith is insurmountable. I mean, mustard seed faith. I think a lot of us doubt ourselves sometimes, and with that doubt, it carries over into the children, and it carries over into teaching, and that is why I am always stressing the importance of starting your day in prayer. Wake up before the children, sit down, take some time for yourself, pray over your school, pray over your children, pray over your plans, and everything will be fine. You may not even have a plan. You're still, if you're walking by faith, it will happen. Indeed. And so, like I said, the Most High set forth and gave covenant, if you all are firm believers and understand how serious, the magnitude of covenant, there's no way to deviate. Okay, the kids come into this world. We don't have any plans for them, and I'm looking at my Bible. There's no roadmap. There's no blueprint. But you know what? The blueprint is in the Word. That is the true blueprint. There's no raw and uncut. There's no way around it. It's a roadmap to everything in life. If you apply it, you believe it, anything is possible. And so, my children being a gift, and I have this covenant before me, and I said, okay, I have to believe in this, because I can go through and read the achievements, the the successes. He's never failed anybody. So I could sit down and watch all the videos, and even mine, and may not take anything out of it, but if I keep my faith, trust and believe in this covenant, I don't have anything to worry about. Just like when Noah, by faith, he was by faith. He was being warned, and had he not applied and adhered, he would have been wiped out as well. Sometimes you have to step out on that faith. Your friends, family, they may even have different opinions. Step out on faith. What do you believe in? Okay? No homeschool manual, instructor guide, curriculum, or anything can give you that faith. You can give you a little confidence, but you have to have faith first. Okay? My message here can give you some confidence, but I can't give you that faith. That's a personal thing. So moving along, are they on a schedule? Do I teach them at different times? There are certain things that we do as a group. Science, when we're doing our science experience or science lessons, as you saw, we have any experiments they do as a group. There's science notebooks, those types of things. It's always a group. Geography is a group. Social studies is group. Anything else, reading, language arts, phonics, those types of things, I pull them aside one at a time, and I look at which child seems ready. The child that seems ready, that's the one I start with. And a lot of times you'll see my 4-year-old, she just wants to do everything all day. And sometimes I will work with my twin daughter, the one that I said, and I don't want to label her, but that challenges us. I pull her in because I feel that she may need some extra encouragement, and I praise her, and that's a lot of it. I do praise her. I don't discourage her or make her feel bad because she just is in a mood. Everybody has their mood. Her brother is always eager to work, and so I don't really have that much problems. We'll build hopscotch in a minute with her or with him. 2-year-old, well, yeah, if you watched Preschool Hour the other day, you see she's 2, almost 3. And again, with her, she always wants to work because she sees everybody else work. She's ready to work, but then when it comes down to it, yeah. So that's what I do. I just take time and just pull them each aside and work on the things that they need to work on individually and make sure that they're understanding what it is. I don't make things, drag on for hours and hours and hours. That's something that I don't do because I see how my children learn and they retain a lot in a short amount of time. I'm grateful that I have kids that are very quick learners. They grasp concepts very easily, and even if it's 5, 10, 15 minutes, we can work on it the next day, and they're fine. They've got it. And I think that's because I spend a lot of time talking with them, and the way I go over things, so they don't need a lot of review. Some things are repetitious to to the point we carry it over the next day and the next day, but I've never had to repeat things over and over and over. I'm not a drill teacher, okay? So there is no schedule. We start when we start. Typically, I like to start in the morning. Sometimes it happens around 10 o'clock. Sometimes before. Usually in the morning, like now, they're starting to get up. So I'm on borrowed time. But it'll be something that they want to do. They'll start with their notebooks. Or they may even start with, you hear one want to build hopscotch. And I'm fine with that. With the little alphabet mats and the number mats. That's what they use. They'll have some breakfast. A lot of times I'll just let them outside in the morning to go play, because if you let them burn off energy first, you have their focus pretty much, for the next few hours. So I don't, I don't keep a schedule. The Most High says plan and watch what happens. So that being said, I've never been one. I can plan out the year, scope it out and get it all done. And actually I need to get that video out to show you for this year, since I did last year's. But as far as a daily plan, I can't keep a daily plan to keep, to save my life. I can write things down, but they don't happen that way because the kids don't learn that way. And so I stopped doing that. And I just make note of what we actually did. But no, there's no, 10 o'clock this, 11 o'clock this, 12 o'clock this, 1 o'clock that. I don't do that. We don't learn like that. I don't even think like that. So, different, let's see, next question, does my husband give out curriculum to teach, or do I choose? I am the sole teacher. I choose the curriculum. He will buy things that he sees when he's out, and we use them. And I have shared those things. Does he help? That's something I'm throwing in, but I think that's kind of where the question was going. He does help on the weekends. A lot of the times, like with the reading, I will send the one child to him, so that she can sit down and read to him, and he has the same struggle. She'll do the same thing with him. So we see that she's a perfectionist, so she doesn't want to miss any words, and she wants to do everything correctly and that type of thing. And I had another child like that, and I was like that as well. So I would rather just not do anything because I don't want to mess up. So it kind of takes, it takes a little I wouldn't say pressure, but it gives me a little time to work with somebody else if I send them to him. So we do that a lot throughout the weekend, just different activities, or while I'm trying to cook, or you know, folding laundry or whatever. He will work with them. And what do we believe in? We believe in the Most High, daughter of Zion, child of the book, and you know, the many people take the Bible and dissect it many different ways and put their spins on it and throw out, you know, what they, you know, Old Testament was rewritten in New Testament, and I'm not that type. If it was written old, new, tomorrow, it's the word. And we adhere it, we apply it, we believe in it to the fullest. Like I said, it's the key to life. The child rearing manual. Just like I said in the motivational, the homeschool motivational for life video. Just my beliefs, my personal faith. I see the results. The call, the impromptu call, was not planned at all, of my daughter calling in and just speaking on the same subject matter. And actually another daughter called the next day, and it was just very interesting how that works. And those are things that, those are my motivations, you know, daily motivations, struggle and all. I don't really, you know, I say struggle, but I don't count them as struggles because I'm not struggling. I know I've seen the success. And I have days, you know, myself. Like I said, the children sometimes have days. We all have days. I have days. Some days I don't pick up the camera. Some days, you know, I may not feel well. I may be doing other things. I'm not sitting on, you know, on a computer on YouTube. You know, that's just not me. If there are days when the children are not wanting to work at all, you know, none of them, okay, I'll sit and read my Bible. I'm fine with that. I'll sit and read a book. I'm fine. You know, I don't watch TV. That's one of the one of my biggest motivators. I don't watch TV. I can't even remember the last time I watched TV, a movie, or anything. Idle time. You know, if you spend time doing meaningful things, you will find a lot more positive. I think that's where it is, when you let things contaminate your mind. You tend to start thinking that way, you know. So I don't let negative things contaminate me. You guys know how I felt about the TV. Since we just got it back, and that's another thing I did not. I've mentioned it plenty videos, but I don't let the children watch TV. You all know we've only had TV now for TV, internet. Let's see, it was March 2015. So my younger 4 children did not watch TV for the first 4 years of their life. Okay? I had thrown out the TV, got rid of all forms of social media. I just had my phone, and I had internet, but they weren't using it. It was just me. So that's how I was making videos. But that gave them a good foundation for learning. So all they had were books. We don't keep a lot of toys. Books and their imagination. So I contribute that to helping me stay focused and grounded, to get them focused and grounded. They didn't have anything else to do. So if you take away things, these kids have tablets and iPads and things like that when they're, 1, 2, 3 years old, and you're trying to justify that. You can't. That's where your struggle comes in, because eventually they're going to wear you down. Can I have it? Can I have it? Can I have it? Can I have it? And you're going to say yes, and they know. When you justify, oh well, there's an educational app on it. Well, there goes your attention for the day. They know if they wear you down, then they don't have to do anything. So I can't say, okay, this child does not want to read because she'd rather use a tablet. She's not using a tablet. Okay? So take away your interferences. My phone is always turned down so that I'm not being bothered by it. I know I kind of went off, but this was something totally needed. Cut down your outings. If you set a goal and make a priority, and again, that goes back to your faith. How rooted are you in homeschooling your children? Okay, I know it's up to me. I don't count if a child is not up to par, that I failed. But you have to take it seriously. So get up in the morning, spend your time, pray. You pray that strength and courage into yourself. Find your faith. Set yourself apart, and you should be on the right track. And I don't know how long this video is, but thank you guys for watching. Hopefully that answered your questions. And I look forward to answering more questions. Be blessed.